Hello everybody. Today's video is going to be a completely different thing than what I have done before, and that is a hair tutorial. So in one of my recent videos, which was the one where I did the tutorial on the Urban Decay Born to Run eyeshadow tutorial, which I'll have linked down below, I had super bouncy, curly, very full hair, and I've got asked by several different people how I achieved those curls. So that is exactly what I am going to show you today, is just my routine for getting curls that resemble just those. So if you would like to see that, just keep watching. So to start things off, I need to tell you what my current hair state is in. Right now, my hair has had several days without it being washed, so it's a very, like, I don't want to say like dirty texture, but it really is. It has a lot more of the oils in it. It's been styled several different times. It's been tossed up in a bun every single night. Actually, that's what it's been in all day today. It's just a bun. And I definitely have a lot of oils towards the scalp. But as far as from the like mid shaft of the hair all the way down to the ends, it has a lot more grip to it than if it were to have just been washed and dried. So that is what I recommend for styling your hair like this, because it really helps to hold the curl, but also to make sure that the curls don't start to slide into one another. And you can really just keep a lot of volume in your hair that way. Now, I am going to be using some products to help along the way, but I'm going to use those at the end of styling my hair, so we'll get to products eventually as well. But to start things off, as far as what you will need a curling iron, of course. I actually have one that does have a clamp, but a wand would be preferable, of course, if you are going to do this technique, because I use it just like I would a wand. And as far as the temperature, I have mine at 380, and I do use heat protectant on my hair as well. So definitely just be careful with your temperature. You don't want to make it too high, and if you use a heat protectant, even better. Now, as far as the size of the barrel, this is a 1/2 inch is what it is. So you want it to be pretty tight, because we want to have them nicely tight and coiled, but also that's going to help to get all of the volume that you're looking for without having to do like tons of teasing as well, because it's already so tight. And we are going to take smaller sections as well, which will help to like build up on the hair or on the head, whatever you want to say. And then the only other thing that I have was just my brush to start off with, and then a clip to help section, and I've got a little teasing comb right here as well, but any comb will do. So what I'm going to start off with is basically taking everything from the top up and just leaving a small section underneath. And this is what I do the entire time, is just work my way up. I'm sure my line is completely not straight, but that's what you're working with as far as how big the section is. And then I just take my clip, and I've got my little small starting section right there. And then from this point on, all you are going to do is divide it into sizes that are about the shape, or, you know, around. It can be smaller or bigger, whatever your preference is, but around the shape of the size of your barrel. And that can help you to gauge how big you need a section to be. And then, depending on which side I'm on, I'm going to hold it down and then just go right around the barrel. And then you just release, and you've got a curl. Now, one thing you will notice is that this is pretty close to the scalp. Now, of course, especially when you're doing the back of your head, it's very hard. When you get closer to the front, you can really gauge how close you are if you're doing your own hair. But just try and get as close to the scalp as possible, because that really helps to make it nice and tight as well. You don't want it to be super long right here and then tight at the bottom, because you're not going to get all of that volume that you want. You're going to get just really tight curls down at the bottom of your actual hair strand. So yeah, just keep it pretty tight up towards the top. And if you feel like your hair has a really hard time holding, you can even spray like with a light hairspray or like a workable spray before you put it on the wand, and then put it to the heat. Or you could even put the curl in and then pin it up with a bobby pin or just like a little straight pin, and then take them all out once they've cooled down. Whatever you need for your hair to work is what you should do. But as long as it's pretty dirty, you honestly shouldn't have any trouble with it anyways. But this is exactly what I'm going to do around the whole entire head. I'm going to section it off and I'm going to just do small little curls. A lot of people will have a preference as far as to what direction they go. The only preference that I have is towards the front of the head. I like to go away. Other than that, I'll just change it up and go every which way because I want it to look super natural and not have every single one of them going the same way, or every single one have to be this way, this way, this way, this way, you know, every other. I just kind of do it at random. Hello everybody, so I now have the majority of my hair done. You can see it's cray cray. I got like a little Shirley Temple curls going on here, like I feel like a dog. Really bouncy curls. But anyways, what I have left is this top little horseshoe section, and I'm going to walk through how I do the rest of it just because it's much easier to see versus all the way down here at the base of my neck. So you can see right here I've got a little horseshoe section going on, and of course I part my hair to the side. And when it comes to my last couple sections, I always go facing away. Like I said, when I get towards the front and the top, I always go facing away from my face so that it's not curling into my face, but also it's just like opening up the face. So split it up into two. And then again, opposite hand, I put it super, super close to the base or your scalp, however you like to think of it. And then let it hold for like 10 seconds. And then you just let it go. Do a little shimmy. And then I won't pull it, but I'll let it, you know, get off of wherever if it lands like that, like sitting inside a curl. And then we'll do the same exact thing with this one. Oh, look at those little springy curls. Okay, and then for the last two sections, I will just divide this in half right here. And then because this one is just right underneath the top layer, I am going to do just a couple of them facing in. But this one's still going to be going back as well. And of course, when you get right up next to the top too, it's a little bit more horizontal than it is downward, just because you're at the flat of the head on the top versus on the side. Okay, there's that one. And then I am going to do two sections of this one, even though it could probably be one. I always just want to be safe. Divide that in half again. And both of these are going to be going away from the face. Okay, so we've got that little section and then the very last one, and all of these, just like I previously said, are going to be away from the face. Okay, so now we have got everything all curled with the curling iron, and of course I'm kind of letting these last couple set and cool off so that they can keep their shape. But we'll go ahead and talk about products because this is where I am going to start using some. Now I am going to basically use some dry shampoos and texturizing sprays. So the first thing I'll talk about is dry shampoo because that's the first thing I'm going to put in my hair right now. So my favorite dry shampoo that I have recently discovered is the IGK First Class Dry Shampoo. This is the little small size of it that I got in a dry shampoo sampler actually, but it is really, really nice at soaking up all of those excess oils. So were this not completely empty right now, I would be using this one right here. Another one I have discovered and really like as well from that same sample bag actually is from Dry Bar, and it is their Detox Dry Shampoo. So this is what I am going to use today on about, let's see, like eyebrows down on my hair. So I'm just gonna lift up sections And as far as if you're not used to dry shampoo, you don't want to spray it and automatically touch it. You want to lift up sections of the hair, get it all the way close to the scalp. And you want to spray, and you want to just let it sit. And I honestly, this is exactly how I do it too. I don't section anything off. Now, if I'm wearing my hair straight, then I do most definitely. But I just pull it up in certain areas, and if you get it on the strands, that's okay too. But just pull it up and spray. So you spray, stay, and then play. So we are letting it sit for a second, and then you can go ahead and go to those first sections that you hit, and you're just taking your fingers and massaging in that product, or you can take a brush, but that's really going to pull out the curl a little bit more. And this is already going to loosen up the curl when you start to do this. And then you can just touch on where you just hit as well. So we're just massaging that into the scalp, starting to move that around, and then going in the back as well. And you can see it's already just now beginning to start to kind of fluffen up our curls. But the next thing I'm going to use is this Bumble and Bumble powder. I think it's called Pret-A powder. And this right here is equal parts dry shampoo, style extender, and volume in a pinch. So I like to use it at the top because I think it also helps to give volume as well. But if you just had your dry shampoo and your dry shampoo helps to just give your hair a lot of volume, which it will, it should at least, then you wouldn't need this either. But this is what I like to use towards the top. And what you do for this one, it is a powder. I'll actually show you up here towards the top. So you're going to tip down, and then you can just do little squeezes. And you want to be kind of soft with it because it does come out. And you can see that little bit of like white up there, that's that powder. And sometimes you can go kind of ham. And if you do, that's okay. Just really, you're really going to have to like massage that in. Okay, so we set that in there. And then we really start to massage it in the top. Honestly, it feels pretty good. Okay, so we've got all of our dry shampoo. We're definitely adding volume up top and soaking up any of those excess oils to make it look really nice and fresh. And now what we're going in with is a texturizing spray, and this is the Way Texturizing Hairspray. And you're just gonna take this, hold out your strand, and just spray it all over. So this right here, the best way that I know how to describe it is it just gives grip to the hair. So it helps so that it doesn't fall, and you can keep all of that volume and, you know, movement that you have created. So you just spray that all over, and now is for the best part. And then you're going to start from the bottom, and you're going to start pulling out with your fingers. Now, if you wanted to really loosen up your curls, you could start to do it with a brush or the comb, but I really would not recommend it because it's going to break up your curls a lot more, and you're going to lose tons of the volume. And then I'll just keep kind of messing at the scalp too to make sure all of that dry shampoo is mixed in, especially if you think you see a little bit of the product sitting on it, which happens to me all the time. Okay, so that is all of them mixed up, and then the very last thing that I will go through and do is actually spring back some of the curls. So I'll take the teasing comb and actually just push those up a little bit. It gives it volume. It also helps it to make some of those curls that still look a little too perfect, kind of messes them up a little bit too. And yeah, this right here is it. We've just fooled around with it, made it nice and messy, big, poofy. I love big curly hair. So that is just it right there. Honestly, I think it's really easy. Sometimes it just takes either getting a new curling iron or taking you know, a look into some different products to use, or even just if you already have all of that at your disposal, sometimes it's just like what you actually do. So whether it's taking a smaller section or the way that you're actually holding the wand and technique sometimes. So hopefully this video has gave you some insight as to how to duplicate your hairstyle just like this, and I would love to know whether or not this actually helped you, especially for those people that had actually requested this video. I hope that this has given you all of the tips that you are looking for, and if so, please let me know and give me a thumbs up down below as well. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so as well, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.